Hey!
Hello, happy Friday.
It's Angela and Rachel. We're finally back for a live.
We've had so many requests. We had
did.
a lot of requests to come back live and do our health topics and everything else, health and everything in between.
Yeah, we had a busy summer and we're going to be back more regular now, sharing our health topics and things we've got coming up, and we're excited to share with you guys what we're creating. So
the topic today is one of Rachel's favorite.
woo, get ready for a lot of knowledge.
Yes, she's fired up. It's UTIs.
Hey Jennifer, nice that you joined us. We are going to be talking about recurrent UTIs today. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive in what women can do to prevent them, and kind of know signs, symptoms, when to go to the doctor, how to treat them naturally, that kind of stuff. So
yeah, and when we run blood work labs, we look at the urine, and so we get clues from all the signs and symptoms, labs, and kind of what's just been showing up for you over the past couple of years. So, what should we start with?
So UTIs are one of the most frequent visits I saw when I worked in urology as a urology nurse practitioner for 5 years. And I became the recurrent UTI queen.
Oh.
Because I actually love them. Oh, hey, Rainia. And for women's health, a lot of women struggle with burning when it pees.
Yep.
They struggle with peeing frequently or urgently.
Urgency. Yep.
Maybe some leakage with urge or when you cough or sneeze. And, oh, hey, Sadie, I miss you. And so women's health in general, there can be a lot of peeing problems. Mm-hmm. And it's not something that's often talked about, maybe not emptying all the way.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even leakage during intercourse was a complaint. So don't feel, weird that if you have any of these things, but to kind of educate you on women's health a little bit, UTIs can be prevented pretty easily. Mm-hmm. And then if you've had more than 3 in 1 year, that's a category of recurrent UTIs. And so that means we need to do a little bit of investigating of what could be causing it.
Yeah. So, how about I start with some diet and lifestyle, and then you just take it in.
So this is kind of for prevention stuff.
Yeah. So for diet, berries. We have a supplement that we like.
It's called Elura, Ellura. It's from myallura.com, or Ucora. That's Uqora. That can be found at Target. These are some natural products on the market that can help bind to the bacteria in the bladder and help flush it out.
Yes. No acidic coffee, acidic fruit, alcohol. Those are some irritants. Also, one that you may not know is, after intercourse, you need to go to the bathroom. You need to try to urinate.
Sounds kind of basic, but you want to just kind of clean house and, keep everything from being exposed to different bacteria, basically.
Yeah, and then to keep that area clean, I personally like to use just a Norwex rag, non-toxic soaps, nothing irritating, nothing with fragrance.
I did a lot of educating on care of the peri area, and if it's safe for these lips, it's safe for those lips.
I love that. That's great.
It's pretty basic, but Vaseline, things like that can be used down there, but don't use powders. Don't use anything smelly, even if it says for sensitive skin. You're going to mess up the natural flora down there, and that's going to come back to bite you. So issues in the tissues can cause urgency, burning, frequency. Okay, when I say issues on the tissues, it can be from the irritants of our soap detergents if we're wearing G-strings. It can be from the smelly products. We want to smell so good.
Stay away from fragrance.
She doesn't like that too much.
No.
Changing your clothes after working out.
Don't stay in your dirty workout clothes.
That seems pretty basic too, but a lot of people, get all sweaty and then don't change. That can cause a recipe for overgrowth of bacteria.
And then, of course, to stay hydrated. I mean, we see so many dehydrated people just from their labs.
A lot of UTIs by saying drink more.
Yeah.
And when we say drink more, pay attention to water, but also pay attention to electrolytes and minerals.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's the missing factor there.
So what do you usually recommend for fluids? There's a little equation you can use.
Well, what I recommend is just you take your water. I prefer and recommend distilled, but you add a little...
Or spring water. Something filtered, very filtered.
Oh, shoot. Then we add in some maple syrup, a little maple syrup and sea salt. Yep. And so sea salt, a little maple syrup or honey, and a squeeze of lemon or lime. There's your easy electrolyte drink. Sorry, guys.
Or you can just get electrolytes online. There's Redmond Sea Salt has a good one. LMNT is found on Amazon. There's electrolyte powders that I like that are low in sugar.
There we are. The other one, they come in like these little tablets. I think they're called Zumi.
Zumi, and there's NUUN Noon tablets that are really good. So
that's what I think
at least 20 to 30 ounce of electrolytes a day. I have my 40 ounce guy here. This is full of electrolytes because I like to start my morning off with electrolytes. Decreases my muscle cramps and keeps my brain clear and gives me energy. There, thank you, Sadie. Relight by Redmond.
Oh, I've heard of Redmond.
Yes, yes. So that's going to be on my list to order. I want to try that one. I've heard great things about it.
Me too.
If you don't want to mix up your own baking soda, maple syrup, sea salt, a good sea salt, Himalayan or something that's real sea salt.
Even if you can get a squeeze of lemon or lime.
Add a little bit of citrus in there.
Yeah.
Those are all going to be beneficial to your body. But also prevent UTIs. So I usually say, take your body weight, divide it by 2. Mm-hmm. So if you weigh 150, half of that's 75, at least 75 ounces of fluids a day. You can include coffee and tea in that, but if there's caffeine, you need to add a little extra.
Yeah, because it's a natural dehydrator.
Or obviously, if you're sweating, you need to add a little extra. So pay attention to those things. Hydration is key. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I drank more, I peed more, my UTIs went away, or my urgency frequency went away. So that's a couple things you can do on your own. But I wanted to also let you know that with UTIs, it can be pelvic floor dysfunction. So if it burns when you pee, it hurts when you have sex, or you're having trouble emptying your bladder where you're like sitting there for days waiting to pee, or you can't empty all the way, or it's starting and stopping, that's something kind of wrong. It's called voiding dysfunction. Go see a pelvic floor therapist, because pelvic floor therapy is what you need for pelvic floor dysfunction. And a lot of women don't know that they hold stress in their body, or they had a traumatic birth, a big baby, or something where their pelvis was traumatized. This can throw off the pelvic floor muscles and cause a lot of burning when you pee, urgency frequency, pain with intercourse, and inability to empty your bladder. So we fix a lot of people with sending them to pelvic floor therapists. We know some locally, or you can Google that. There's pelvic floor therapy you can do online if you want to do it from the comfort of your own home. But highly, highly, highly recommend it if you're having any kind of peeing issues whatsoever, to get evaluated by a pelvic floor therapist.
Awesome. Yeah, the big babies.
The big babies. There's a lot of trauma to the tissues from babies. Hey, Abby.
Hey.
And, women just wonder why it takes them hours to pee. Well, that's not normal. Mm-hmm. Or they don't empty all the way. Well, that can set you up for a UTI. Yeah. If you're holding urine in your bladder, it can get, hey, Arlen, it can get infection brewing in there.
Well, I realized one of the things when I was getting to know myself again, I'm burning the candle at both ends, and I don't have time to go to the bathroom. And so when I
drink fluids, right?
And so when I do go to the bathroom, I'm like, hurry up. I'm not even relaxing enough to empty my bladder.
Go, go, go. And my favorite line in urology was honor the urge.
Yes, because you'll end up in a diaper.
You will end up cathing yourself. Hey, Arlen, love you. And I'm for real. Your bladder will break. You got to honor the urge. And when I mean break, I mean stop working, because it gets so over expanded that it forgets how to, it's a muscle. It forgets how to collapse. And when it forgets how to do that, you can retrain it all you want. But if it gets so boggy, it can't squeeze, you're on a catheter the rest of the time.
So pay attention,
Honor
empty
the
your
urge.
bladder, take deep breaths, whatever you have to do to calm yourself.
Schedule it on your phone if you have to. Beep for, good peeing habits are peeing every 2 to 3 hours. And that might sound like a lot, but if you're drinking 75 to 90 ounces of fluid a day,
Yep.
you need to be peeing about, every 3, maybe 4 hours. I wouldn't go past 4 hours.
Well, then I was thinking about like people that are peeing more than that. Okay, it brings up a question for me. Okay, are you actually now absorbing any of the water that you're taking in, the minerals? Isn't that pointing to leaky gut?
There can be some overlap there. Frequency of urination can be from all sorts of issues. Women especially can get frequency from mast cell activation syndrome, from things activating the urge that are irritating that we eat and drink and medications. It can cause a frequency, and over time, our bladder will actually shrink in size so that we can't actually hold a normal amount of fluid. It actually goes down to this, so we're peeing all the time because it's only filling to here instead of here. And so you want to get that investigated and understand that pelvic retraining the bladder to get larger can be very painful for women, but there are treatments with the urologist that can help expand the bladder, which helps some women. But yes, leaky gut and gut imbalance, what I've seen is that contributes to the mast cell activation.
Yes.
It can also contribute to the recurrent UTIs and recurrent bacterial vaginosis. So if you're having a lot of yeast infections or infections in the vagina, think gut health as well.
Yeah. And you kind of showed me too, okay, so when you're experiencing more bladder, it's going to be up in the higher, right?
The bladder's lower. So
Okay.
the gut is up higher, but the bladder would be down kind of like right above your pelvic bone.
Yeah.
People will call it kind of a migraine or headache in the pelvis.
Okay.
When they have kind of like chronic bladder pain, which is a whole nother kind of like fibromyalgia of the bladder.
Yeah.
And there's we'll do another whole series on that one. Or I'll be sitting here talking for days, but.
And then if UTI, it's more.
UTI is really determined that there's bacteria in the urine. And you really want, if you have painful urination where it burns to pee and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a UTI. I'm peeing out blood and it's going frequently. I've got back pain. I don't feel well. I got brain fog. Those are all big signs of a UTI. If it's just burning to pee and you're going frequently and you don't have some of these other symptoms, it may not be a UTI. And to take an antibiotic, to be sure, you actually need to get a urine culture. And that's where they send your urine sample out to grow in the lab for a couple days to see what bacteria is growing. If that's not technically positive, then you don't really want to take an antibiotic right off the bat. I saw people who took 6 rounds of antibiotics for symptoms they thought were a UTI and never once had a positive culture.
And that just starts a whole nother slew of problems.
That can really mess up your gut. Or on the other hand, there's people with bacteria in their bladder where they come back chock full of bacteria in their urine. We're like, you have 100+ positive of E. coli in your urine, but they have 0 symptoms. Don't take an antibiotic if you don't have symptoms, guys. Please don't do that. Again,
I love that.
you gotta be, and that's called asymptomatic bacteria. It's a big long name for bacteria in the urine. It's just hanging out. It's like fish in the ocean, swimming around. No big sharks causing a problem, so just leave them alone. Don't take an antibiotic or try to kill anything unless you're having symptoms.
Okay.
Because we saw a lot of antibiotic overuse, and then we start getting into SIBO and some of the gut issues that, it's a big broken cycle.
So then once we kind of, look at the lifestyle tips, look at, practicing good hygiene, you're doing all those things. So, what's next?
So for women of childbearing age, the biggest cause of UTIs is sex. So just, think about that. If you're getting bladder symptoms or UTI symptoms after intercourse and you're a young female of childbearing age, just plan for it. Preload your fluids, pee before and after sex, and then think about taking a Eucora or an Elura cranberry supplement before and after sex. Plan that the bacteria is gonna get messed up and you need to get it out. So a lot of women, what I would do is have them take a cranberry supplement before and after, and that could get them out of the woods enough to not have a full-blown UTI. Some women actually take an antibiotic after sex, but if you're having a lot of intercourse and you're taking a lot of antibiotics, then we're talking about gut issues.
Yeah.
So it's not a great idea if you're taking a lot of antibiotics that way. Sometimes a prolonged course can clear things out, but I try to stay away from that at all possible, especially if you have gut issues.
Definitely.
The second thing is if you're postmenopausal in the older clan of women and still having this issue, think estrogen. Low estrogen in all the studies was the main cause of postmenopausal UTIs. So a little bit goes a long way. If you just get some topical estrogen, have your doctor prescribe a natural, I used estradiol. You can get estrace cream from compound pharmacies, but you just use a little tab twice a week, rub it into the tissues, and that little bit can go a long way. Help intercourse feel better as well as prevent UTIs.
Awesome. And then the other side of things that we look at is going back to our three main causes of stress, which is environmental, toxins, and life, work, emotional. And so
My favorite.
yeah, so we start, looking at the leaky gut. We start looking at the toxin side of things. If, parasites, heavy metals.
Like what's imbalancing the immune system that's not fighting off this stuff
the overgrowth and bacteria. And a lot of times reoccurring UTIs are from an overload of heavy metals, but you got to start with the parasites first.
Because they host the metals, and so it's all kind of connected. I oftentimes would put my recurrent UTI clients on probiotics. The studies aren't clear one way or the other, but I always think if we get a healthy gut, we get a healthy body. And so the gut plays a role in some way, shape, or form. So really protecting your gut health and getting some healthy probiotics, managing constipation, fruit, fiber, all the things can help restore your immune health as well as clear some of those toxicities and metals. But it's funny because a lot of women would come in and the emotional aspect, like she was saying, was always a fun one because I'd be like, well, what are you angry about? They're like, angry?
Yeah.
Because anger comes out your bladder, guys, and in your liver.
Yeah, I was going to say liver too.
But it comes out your bladder. And so I'm not angry. And then literally 2 minutes into the conversation, well, my neighbor was doing this and it makes me so angry that I can't, hear them all night long and I can't get any sleep. And, sure enough, 5 minutes later, they're feeling disempowered in some way, shape, or form, and they're angry about it. So we always joke, have good ways to get your emotions out.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Again, it goes back to those three main stressors. So, that's what we're here to help you uncover is what's hiding in beneath all these little areas in your body.
And it's going to come out. It's going to get your attention. And so we like to look at everything. We like to be holistic about our approach to health and healing and build a community of self-healers who really want to do the work on themselves and find others that are doing the work.
Yeah, because, with our program and our coaching, we want you to have the power. We want you to have the tools in the toolbox so you can literally help somebody else, get yourself healthy, get your family healthy, and then help somebody else. We want to support and help, but we don't want to be the end all. We want to just help you realize there is nothing wrong with you. You are.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, hey, Bonnie. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Your body is perfect. It's keeping you alive. It's doing everything it needs to do. And we just want people to have these tools when they start working with us and then use them and be self-sufficient with them.
Exactly. Wake up to your power.
Yes.
We give our power away from a young age thinking we're going to go to the doctor and they're going to fix us. We want a new message out there that we all have the power to heal and we don't need to have somebody fix us. Yeah. We need to just start paying attention.
Paying attention to the signs. We can't get mad when our body starts showing signs when we've been ignoring it for 30 years. you know?
And then blame a vaccine or blame a stressful event that I've been sick ever since then. Well, guess what, guys? It started way before that. That's what broke the camel's back.
Well, and then how much power do you want to give away to all those other things? Let's start now. Let's start with, you know,
the basic things.
Basic things, and using your tools in the toolbox. And we just love to empower people in their health that they can heal. We've been on the other side.
We had our
That's
health
why we're so
gone.
passionate. We've had our health taken away. So for us to be here today and say you can actually have your health and that there's nothing wrong with you is amazing. It's a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, she traveled around with medications, a bag of medications, thinking she was going to die every other second.
Yes. Literally.
I thought I was going to die from asthma. I had plenty of episodes where I couldn't breathe. And,
yes. I had anaphylactic reactions,
tons of infection.
Diagnosed with Crohn's, asthma, achalasia 3. The
turned
list
it all
goes on.
around. We turned it all around. You know, and some people think, oh, you know, I can't do that. I can't give up gluten. I can't give up dairy. I can't afford that. I can't. Okay. If that's where you're going to stay in that kind of mindset, that's where you're going to be. But first and foremost, we're here to remind you that you can.
You can. And it's just literally health is your little daily decisions that you make. That's it. And we, you know, I think I was telling Rachel today, I was like, I think about, you know, we ask people, our program is 3 to 4 months. Think about that. Out of your whole life, what is that? But in those tools that you need, you're getting the tools, lifestyle tools. You know, what do I do when this happens? New mindset about what happens to you. Oh, I don't need to freak out about this. This is okay. I got this. I'm not running to the ER anymore. I'm not taking that antibiotic anymore. It's okay. I got this. And there's this whole life and mind shift, you know, And yeah, and we want to empower people to know that they can do this, and you have so much power. You have no idea.
Awaken the inner healer.
Yes.
Yeah,
you just need some tools.
You just need tools, and you need to just remember how to listen in and then say, well, my intuition is saying I don't want to take this medication anymore. Listen to that.
Yeah.
Just because the doctor said you got to take it doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah.
You get to listen to your intuition.
Yep.
And you get to figure out, oh, I ate that food. That didn't make me feel good. Well, maybe you should avoid it for a while and work on your gut health so that you can tolerate more foods. Because in reality, we're not to be living restricted diets, but we are to be eating nutritious, high density, high nutrient foods, which is not the standard American diet.
Nope.
My kids call me weird every day. I accept it. I'm weird. But they say that because I don't eat the standard American diet. And to them, that's normal food. You know, pizza, French fries, chicken nuggets, Doritos.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on and on. If you're eating those 3 times a day since conception and birth.
I was eating everything out of a can, so that's even worse. So SpaghettiOs, ravioli out of the can. I mean, I didn't even know spinach was a leaf because it came out of a can in a string.
Well, here's the thing, guys. Start paying attention. We can do a lot with diet. It's not an end all. It's a good place to start. Underneath that are foundational things that come back to toxicities, parasites, nutritional deficiencies,
heavy metals,
imbalances
mold.
in the gut flora, But at the end of the day, if you're stressed out and you're on the rat race and you're go, balls to the walls, burning the candle at both ends, you're not even peeing right, you're neglecting all the parts and pieces, you gotta start there.
Yeah. And, and like we said too earlier about the products that you're using down there, they do matter.
They matter.
It matters 100%.
So you get clean, non-toxic products. Avoid anything smelly and fruity. Just water's
If
good.
they don't like
I
your
just
scent,
I
get
told all my patients, just hose her down. Hose her down. That's all you gotta do. Don't put any soap.
Yeah.
Please don't put any soap.
Hose her down.
Hose her down.
Yes. I mean, yeah. So, and what else do we say? Hydrate. minerals.
And then just think, am I peeing a nice steady stream? Does it start and stop? Do I completely empty? Am I leaking before or after I pee? These are clues that you've got voiding dysfunction, that, you could probably have a little bit of better pelvic relaxation. And maybe that there's something wrong with the nerve signaling or the muscle of the bladder. There's all kinds of testing we can do to figure that out in urology, but it takes you paying attention. And then if you're leaking, well, that's a whole nother topic.
So if you're leaking before and after just a little bit, could that just also be from not emptying your bladder?
It could be, and it could also, if you're rushing, or if you have a very irritable bladder where it's impacted by foods you eat or emotions or stress, it's always a symptom. This is never the root cause. Okay, your bladder, it's always a symptom. So you've got to think global. What else is going on? What is causing the fire in the body that's making you inflamed, that's coming out your bladder?
Yes, disease is literally names to symptoms. That's it.
And we can label them what we want, but at the end of the day, we got to pay attention of what's igniting that fire.
Yep.
Foods can do it. Stress can do it. Emotional blockages can do it. Not expressing your anger, your irritability, not feeling heard, not feeling empowered.
Not feeling like you matter.
Feeling like you matter, not feeling like you're worthy. All of this plays a role in health. And definitely in your symptoms. And so with peeing issues, think global. Think it can be muscular, like I said, if you had trauma or you need pelvic floor therapy. But what else are you kind of holding on to and you don't really want to release and you're angry about? You can start processing some of that stuff.
And if you just said, I'm not angry, you're angry.
Oh, God. Just give it a few minutes. Give it a few minutes. The anger will start boiling to the top.
Yes.
So, women's health. Oh gosh, women's health.
There we go. Sorry, I'll hold this one.
Can be a lot of investigating, but at the end of the day, you don't have to be having recurrent UTIs. You don't have to be having pain with intercourse. You don't have to be leaking all the time.
Yes.
There's ways to help that. And some of it's basic and some of it takes a little bit of investigating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a good place to start would be to reach out.
Reach out, get help. Find a doctor that'll listen to you. Find a holistic practitioner that, like I said, looks globally and try some of these more natural ways of treatment. Don't just take an antibiotic. Please don't just take an antibiotic. I know everybody's like, I'm going on a trip. I just need an antibiotic. Okay, I'll give you a free pass on a trip. Because sometimes we can't follow our normal routine and whatever on a trip, and we kind of want to enjoy. Yeah. Oh my God. Geez. And I got called from somebody's honeymoon. They're like, I've got a UTI and I'm on my honeymoon. I was okay. So most of the time, if you have a problem with UTIs and you're not on top of your game, travel with antibiotics. That's when you get a free pass to have antibiotics. But otherwise, try all the other things first. The Allura, the Eucora, the drinking. D-mannose is another one. 2 to 3 grams before, during, and after. Vitamin C changes the acidity of the urine. 500 milligrams, bare minimum a day, 3 times a day.
Clean products.
With UTIs. So, some of this stuff, everybody's like, I drink cranberry juice. Do you really need to drink cranberry juice?
Is it filled with corn syrup?
Good.
That's not a great idea.
That's just going to feed the bacteria. Try a cranberry supplement instead. It actually has a higher amount of the PAC that binds to the bacteria and helps get it out of the bladder.
And work with us to remove your toxins.
Get
your blood
the toxins out.
Yes, that's our jam.
That's our favorite.
That's our jam.
That and emotional stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we were filled with that too, weren't we?
We had a little anger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Lots of it.
But, we speak from experience in our own health and in a lot of clients that we've worked with that there's a lot of people out there doing this work, finding relief to their symptoms and, not peeing their pants anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And what was your saying? Feel the urge, you need to purge.
Honor the urge.
Oh, I came up with another one.
That's a good one too. But it's kind of one of those things where we don't get to neglect ourselves.
Yep.
At the end of the day, if we're not taking care of ourselves, who will? And we like living healthy, vibrant lives for ourselves, for our family, for our loved ones, for the things we do, for the things we feel passionate about. And so it comes down to really plugging into what does my body need and honoring that.
Because like we said, we've been on the other side, and we want everyone to come over on this side because, at one point I didn't even know what it was like to feel life without any symptoms. I had symptoms up the wazoo.
No, my health just keeps getting better and better. I'm like 45 and turning back the clock.
That's right. So we want everyone to come with us, and we want to empower you to do the things that you need to do. You'll have all the tools. That's what we also provide. We're not just here to be like, do this, do that, without empowering you in some way to take control and your power back in your health.
Yeah, who was it who asked you for recipes or something?
Oh, yeah. And I'm just like, here's the thing. We live, in the 20th century? Is that what it is?
21st.
21st. I'm already behind. But here's the thing. It's like we have all the resources at our fingertips. Let's not let like a food or a recipe be the limiting belief that we have so we can't move forward. Like, oh, it's too hard to cook, or I don't know how to cook with, oh my gosh, there's Pinterest, there's Google. You literally type in paleo recipes. There you go.
Or autoimmune or ketogenic or whatever diet you're on, whatever you're trying at the moment, just say dairy-free, gluten-free, brownies, and you'll get 3,000 recipes. And I usually try one of the top 3, and they're usually pretty good. I made some new Sun Butter bars because I like to have a high protein bar, and Sun Butter is really good at supporting estrogen detox and keeping your blood sugar stable. So I like to have a nice high protein snack and I drizzled dark chocolate on top.
Yeah.
So I have those in the fridge, but
so we'll share our favorites, but go out there and really like make it something fun that you can do. Like learn something new. I had to learn what a cherry was. I thought all cherries came out of a jar.
Yeah. It's like we can do that hand holding for our clients to an extent, but at the end of the day, we're not at your house spoon feeding you. Like you got to learn your way around the kitchen and learn about new foods and prioritize getting that nutritious food around so that when you're hangry, you have something good to grab. And when you eat this way, you don't have the ups and downs with the sugar cravings.
No.
Thanks, Arlen. We love you. And you really are paying attention to your blood, stabilizing your blood sugar. And
I remember being shaky at all times of the day. I had snacks galore until I started really eating 3 meals a day, really like good meals, getting the fat, getting the whatever, the veggies, the fruits, the carbs, all of those things. My blood sugar's been amazing.
Yeah, your meals need to be satisfying. They need to be able to be digested easily so you're not burping or feeling pain afterwards. And if you're feeling hungry after you've eaten, then you didn't eat the right combination. If you're waiting till the end of the day to eat, then you're not nourishing your body throughout the day and you're setting yourself up for high cortisol, high stress, blood sugar dysregulation, and inability to lose weight.
And a routine, because your body is going to store that fat. It's going to store whatever it needs because it doesn't know when you're going to eat next. It doesn't know when you're going to actually drink water. Think about your body and how it's trying to actually support you with the lifestyle that you're choosing to live.
Yeah. These are the habits you got to plug into, and just understand that when you start to really know that you are like, I'm worth feeling good. Then you start looking at your food choices and you're like, it's worth making a nice food choice because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
And I want to feel good.
Yes.
And who cares if it's weird? This is what helps me feel good.
Yeah, I liked someone had posted, they do all the things we do, coffee enemas,
We tried it all.
Drinking clean water, like doing all these things. And then at the end, it was like, and then basically saying everyone that doesn't do those things are just basic. I was like, that was a good one, because it may look kind of high maintenance, but it's really not, because you're just putting your needs first. The way we were designed.
The way we were designed. And like I say, self-care isn't selfish. It's a must.
Mm-hmm. It's a must.
It's a get to.
Yeah, it's a get to.
I get to
drink clean water. I get to drink and eat clean food.
And I'm blessed too.
So
plugging into your power. I know we started this off on women's health.
UTIs and bladder infections, but it all goes together. We look at the body as a whole, not as a part. And when, your body is expressing it in parts, we still look at it as a whole. So all of these are things that contribute to a UTI, to the body. So.
Yep. 3 UTIs a year is too many. 1 UTI in a year is too many, in my opinion. So what's stressing the immune system out? Where aren't you emptying your bladder enough? What areas of your life are you angry and feeling disempowered?
That's where I would start.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Because women frequently feel disempowered.
Yeah. Every time, we want to say something, or we don't want to do something and we do it anyways, or
we sacrifice endlessly because why? Everybody's more important than we are.
Yeah, I was in that one.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Still am some days, guilty. With 3 children, demanding children.
Yeah. You're so cute, though.
I pick and choose when I indulge that. But, it's at the end of the day, we got to learn to speak our truth, to stand up for ourselves, to say my needs are worth it. My thoughts do matter. I matter.
Yes. So all of those things go into what we go through, and like I said, reach out to us for support. We're going to be doing our group program coming up here soon, and we're here for you guys.
Our group program is going to be fun. We'll do a whole session on that coming up, but hopefully to launch that this fall.
Yeah. So anything else we want to add?
I don't know. I just love talking about all the power we can have in creating a community of self-healers and people who really want to do a deep dive into all the things they can do to bring health into their body, into their experience, because I believe we're here to live healthy, vibrant, full lives and have the body we want, have the health we want, have the abundance we desire. And it's my dream to build a place where we have a community of like-minded people wanting to do the same thing.
Oh, yes, 100%. So I was going to say something to that but you just said it so great. So, yeah.
So one awakened heart can bless another awakened heart, and we're here, for each other.
I remembered. And I think it's important for people to know too, again, genetics only show up when the body's out of balance. When things are showing up, names for all of your symptoms, it's just because the body is out of balance.
Yeah, don't blame your genetics.
No.
80% of your lifestyle controls your genetics. So that comes back to your choices, how you live your life, how you breathe.
And that's your power.
How you think.
That's your power. So I made someone's whole year because they just thought they were screwed by their genetics.
Yeah.
But then what happens when you start thinking you're screwed? What are you going to...
And you go down in the dumps and
yes. And
woe is me. And
then what are you going to attract?
Victim. Illness.
There you go. So we gotta look at the mind. But just knowing that most of your power is knowing that, like she said, 80% of lifestyle.
That's in the research. I'm not making that up.
80%. So if we can help people get into their 80%, the 20%
just gave me goosebumps.
Isn't really gonna make a whole lot of difference,
No, and we can do genetic testing so what pathways you need to override and what's gonna give you the best genetic expression, or you can listen to your body.
Mm-hmm. Really?
And save yourself $500.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what we're here for. We'll help, reach out. Just reach out for support. But again, our goal is not to be the end all be all. We empower you to have the tools to live an amazing life and then help other peoples do it too. Peoples do it too. So
that's right. I mean, we're just, here doing that. She was my hairdresser. She's been my hairdresser for almost 20 years. No, 15 years.
It's a long time.
And yeah, she was sick and I offered her root cause healing and she took it.
And then I became one.
She took the bait. She took full ownership of her journey, guys. When you take full ownership, completely responsible for your experience, watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out.
I never thought I could be here.
Because the excuses stop. The lackadaisical attitude stops. The I'm a victim, woe is me stops. The I can't do this stops. You run out of things that are blocking you because you just want and know that you have the power to create this.
You get to a point too where you'll finally decide that enough is enough. That's where I was at. Enough.
And you call yourself out that you're like, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yep.
I have the power to change this. And you get to create something that is more fabulous. And that includes your health. Because who wants to feel crappy every day? I know what that feels like. It's not very much fun.
And that's a part of your other part of your power that you have. You get to choose. You have the choice. There you go.
You against you.
Choose a different story. Choose a different, and when you don't know how to get from A to B, you need a coach. You need a coach in everything. How are you going to know how?
Or a community, a loving, supportive community that says, being a human's messy.
Yeah.
Newsflash.
Were you the one that asked me if I went to a counselor or something? Somebody had asked me if I went to a marriage counselor, and I said, absolutely. And they're like, really? You're not shy or ashamed to say that? And I'm like, no.
I went to 2 or 3. I had to have one for my right brain and my left brain after my dad passed because the grief was earth-shattering. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself.
Right.
And, you reach out for that support. And same thing with getting healthy. It can be scary because now you're out of excuses.
What's next? What do I do? Yes.
Change can be so scary, but it can also be so liberating. When you actually take ownership and get the courage to take that first step, the help you need shows up. Yes. People like us are there to root you on, to give you ideas of what needs to happen, to really sink this stuff in.
Yes.
Because I know, just to be right here where I am today, it took a lot of courage. It took me looking in the mirror and being like, okay, self-limiting beliefs, doubt, all the excuses I had, let's go. You're not stopping me. I'm believing in myself.
Yeah, and it took me slowing down to the point where I actually realized, so if I had a mast cell reaction, a lot of times I like to say mast cell, the number one thing is fear. And I did. My whole body was responding to the constant fear in my mind. And yes, did I have a reason to be fearful? Yeah. I felt like I was going to die for 6 months.
Your body was spewing fear out your
Yes, I had anaphylactic after anaphylactic after anaphylactic reaction.
Where it made you pass out.
Yes, multiple times. Hives all over my ears. I passed out.
Lots of people are getting that now post-COVID, by the way.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of reactions. But we have some tools to deal with that. But just so you know, I've literally had to slow down and
hi Jamie,
and say, no, it's okay. I'm okay.
You're not going to die.
I'm not going to die. I'm okay. And so it's just paying attention, like you said. Wake up to yourself. Pay attention.
And become your own best friend.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was a newsflash for me over the past year and a half. I talked to even the dog better than I talked to myself.
Yeah.
And that was an awakening moment where I was like, oh, I get to give myself self-compassion, lots of grace, ability to fall flat on my face and it be okay.
Yeah. And to, have the courage to verbally tell somebody what's going on. I remember having to tell her things I didn't want to say.
We get to normalize suffering and admit when we're scared and admit when we're feeling vulnerable, admit that we feel ashamed. Because guess what, guys? That's part of being human. And when we don't normalize that, we end up with self-harm. We end up with anxiety.
It all gets stored in your body.
Anger issues and poor relationships and poor health.
Yep. Yeah, it just gets stored.
And those wounds are what connect us.
And I had thought I had forgiven a lot of things. And I never, you can forgive, but you also have to release. There's a release that needs to happen. And so if you are ignoring the releasing part, like instead you're going to go clean the kitchen, you're going to go, I literally was not feeling, I was getting angry and irritated, and I had to stop because I started cleaning, over cleaning. And I asked myself, what is going on right now? And the tears just started coming. And I had to sit down and let that energy get out of me. So we need to release.
We better not start talking about inner children.
Oh, I know.
Because that's when the inner children get going.
Yeah.
And you can get in the crib with them and indulge them and let them take control of you, or you can let them know who's driving this ship. And it's the wise, more mature, more powerful self that's taking full ownership of their life and letting themselves know, let those inner children know, I got this. It's okay. You're safe now. And it is a whole inner dialogue. And yes, we look like mental health.
I was telling her I was yelling at myself in the mirror before I came over. I had all these things to say.
But sometimes, that's what it takes to get it out and to realize, I can do this and I am worth it. And like I said, I am my own best friend and I am going to figure out a way and find the people I need to help me on that way.
Because health is yours.
Health is yours for the takings.
You just have to choose to live in it. Because
maybe you won't get your latte every day, or maybe it'll be a latte with
we have a great
oat milk.
substitute for that. But yeah, I know when I first learned going through one of our parasite protocols, when I had to cut out pork and bacon, I was like, I'm gonna die. No, I just was like, no, I can't do this. This is too much. I need my bacon. Trust me, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll live. Survive.
When you take full ownership, you lose your excuses.
Yep.
But that's when the magic can happen. That's when you start to really plug in. And that's when you can really wake up to your power. It's exciting and scary all at the same time.
Yeah, it is. It's great. But like you said, our health just keeps getting better and better. And we want everyone to come join us.
Hey, Lino. It's my buddy, Lynn.
Oh, awesome.
So, just remember that we're here because we're passionate and about teaching others that they have the power to heal, teaching others what we found to be helpful for us, to expedite the process, to make the process easier for people. We're very, very, very passionate about what we do. We live and preach this stuff. My kids hate it, but I do it anyway.
Actually, my kids they kind of like it.
Your kids are better than mine.
Well, I had to pay them first to do it, to like it. That's how we did.
I think I would go broke if I paid mine because they would take me for all I'm worth.
I gave them allowances to be held.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
Because guess what, guys? They're our generation. And if we model this for our kids and for the younger generation, then they get to understand that being human's messy. And that it's okay to say how you feel. And that it's okay to, be scared of change. But do it anyway. Because once you keep moving a step forward, that fear kind of goes to the background and you feel it and do it anyway.
Yeah. It's really not even very loud anymore.
Oh, mine is sometimes.
Oh, is it?
Sometimes.
Yeah, mine's not really loud, but also, fear means that you care. So, not...
You get to reframe it.
Yep.
So, our message got long. Love you too, Mom. Our message got long. We're here today to share our passion from our hearts and are here to help. Please share this video. Give us some likes. Tell people who are struggling with their health or with their pee problems or whatever health problems. We help a variety of things. And it's only getting worse post-COVID. There's a lot of people losing their hair and going into mast cell and all these mysterious symptoms. Well, we've got a few things that can help with that.
Definitely. And I just want to say on a spiritual side note, it is not God's will for you to suffer. And so a lot of people confuse that with, the will. The will is for you to be a vibrant, healthy, you are a healthy, vibrant person.
That's our birthright.
It's our birthright. And so it's for you to take ownership of that. And I had the pleasure of being able to speak into that for a new client. And it was just, her whole demeanor was just lifted. It was just so great.
Yeah, our true essence is buried and covered a lot of times by the have-tos, the, it shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this hard. I never have this. I never have that. Our true essence is actually joy, abundance, love, creativity, connection.
Yes.
Peace.
Yep.
And that's what I hope for our whole world. That's what I hope for every being I ever meet, is that we get to create that right here in our lifetime. And it starts with us taking care of ourselves and waking up to our power.
That was perfect.
Woo, goosebumps.
Goosebumps all over. Well, happy Friday, everybody.
I think we better end there, or I'm going to light up like a lightning pole. Thanks, Jamie. We miss you.
Yes.
And we will be back more routinely now that we have created the space for it.
Yep. Summer's over.
The kids are back in school. Yay.
So, we'll be back and be looking out for our next topic. And I usually post when we're coming back. So
we'll post when we come back, and it's usually on Fridays around this time. So
all right,
if we'll let you know. So have a happy Friday and a wonderful weekend. And please reach out with any questions. Ooh, it's trying to break me up. Please reach out with any questions or a free phone chat or, what did you say about what? We can sure remind you.
Absolutely.
We love this stuff. So.
Yep. All right. Have a great day. See ya.
See ya. See why we gotta do this? God, I hope that's not on.
Next time I'm going to bring my stand.
Oh yeah, good idea. I have one upstairs. I'm gonna write my caption, then I'll stop recording. Or maybe.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to lose it. What's our caption? Angela and Rachel. Fun Friday. That's why it's good on Fridays.
It is.
Talk, discussing. I'm just going to put women's health.
Yeah.
Recurrent UTIs. Pelvic pain. And mindset.
Yes.
Because we love that. We love mindset. I'm actually writing that.
Me too.
We went full circle on this one.
Yeah, we did. It's hard to stay on track to the...
We want the world to know that each one of us has the power to heal. I'm going to say please give a thumbs up if you agree, or no, a hand, high 10. And then I'm going to put a whole bunch of hashtags.
How did you say high 10? Oh, you did that one.
Yeah.
Okay. That feels so good to talk.
I know, we just got to keep doing it. I think that was part of the, after the podcast, I'm like, oh, I want to do that always.
I know.
Jamie's like, it's so good to hear you guys.
I know, I'm telling you.
We were missed. That's
we were
cute.
Very missed.
Arlen. I honestly think my mom gets on there just to feel good about herself that she created me.
I think she did. I think she does.
We just make it fun and lighthearted. I wanted to be like, well, and that's why I kind of put that diet stuff in there for my client yesterday. I don't know if she'll watch, but.
What hashtags are you doing?
Holistic health, holistic healing, root cause medicine, healthy tips, pelvic pain. Probably do recurrent UTIs. Maybe just UTI.
Yeah, because I didn't see anything for that one.
UTI.
There we go.
Neonatal, no. Bladder pain.
Gosh, my video cut off, and we still talked for 43 minutes, and that was on.
We had a lot to say because we hadn't been on for a while.
Yeah.
Integrative health.
Let me see what happened on Facebook. I can't believe that happened.
I know.
Maybe we just can't do the Facebook thing. Let me see what we actually recorded.
They're like, they come in like these little tablets. I think they're called Zoomy.
Or Zoomy and
Yeah.
and you use tablets that are really good. So at least 20 to 30 ounce of electrolytes a day. I have my 40 ounce guy here. This is full electrolytes because I like to start my morning off with electrolytes. Decreases my muscle cramps. Yeah. Keeps my brain clear. Gives me energy. There. Thank you, Sadie. Relight by Redmond.
Oh, I've heard of Redmond.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love Sadie. I haven't seen her in a while.
Oh, well, I'm just going to leave the ones that cut off on. I'll listen to them.
I can send this to you too.
Do our health topics and everything else, health and everything in between.
Yeah, we had a busy summer and we're going to be back more regular now sharing our health topics and things we've got. Should we do next Friday?
What topic?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know.
What else could we do?
Well, we always let's always start like with a health topic, and then we'll go into our mindset.
Yeah, I know, because we just naturally end up there anyway.
Yeah. We always come up with a topic. It always comes to us.
I know. We could always do stress.
Yeah.
Again, we could always do movement, detox.
Yeah, let's go back into detox, should we? Because I think that's a universal word that people aren't getting. They think you have to drink green juice.
And they think they got to do it 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Let's go into daily detox and plugging into our self-care of taking care of detox each day.
Yeah.
And then we can touch on coffee enemas, saunas, Epsom salt.
Yes, the stuff that we learned about the saunas.
To get toxin, and just review the toxin bucket.
Yeah.
See?
Love it.
Love it. And then go into mindset. That we're
Yeah, I know.
worth it. And then coffee enemas
Detox
aren't
the
that
mind.
bad. I did one yesterday. Oh, organo black coffee is the best.
Your butt?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm doing it.
You don't need to brew it. You can do it tepid.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's fast. It's got resheet. Makes you feel
Why wouldn't
energized.
I put it in my butt?
We need that on record.
That could be a reel.
That was funny.
We still need pay.
I know. She's so sweet.
Well, at least it's on my Instagram.
Hold on. You're going to have it here in a second. I just shared it. I tagged you. And then